So welcome friends to another class on tissues. And just for your reminder, we are talking about tissues. We studied that tissues are aggregates of cells that perform similar function in an organism, whether it be plant or animal. Any most of the multicellular, actually maximum multicellular organisms have tissues which allow division of labor in their bodies. Okay, and then we were studying plant tissues. I taught you meristematic tissues, the tissues that are dividing and causing growth in a plant. Then I also told you about the tissues of the simple permanent tissues, simple permanent, which were made up of single type of cell, and they were permanent tissues. Permanent means they cannot divide any further, and they are performing simple types of functions. Today what we are going to study is the complex permanent tissues. Complex because they perform complex tasks in a plant, and along with that they are complex also because they are made up of different types of cells. There are different types of cells working together. That's why it is known as complex. And why permanent tissues? Because they have lost the ability to divide any further. That is why we call them permanent tissues. So complex permanent tissues uh, are the tissues in the plants that are also known as the vascular tissues. Vascular tissues means any tissue that is involved in transportation. Like in our body, the tissue that is involved in transportation is the blood. So blood is the vascular tissue, right? In plants also there is movement of substances. Water moves, and then so many other substances from the plants, they move from one place to another. So these tissues, complex permanent tissues, are the tissues which help in transportation. That's why we also call them the vascular tissues. And there are two vascular tissues, the xylem and the phloem. Two types of tissues are complex permanent. You call them complex permanent tissues or you call them vascular tissues, both mean the same thing. So xylem and phloem, two different types of tissues, complex tissues. Okay, now xylem, they are mainly involved with transportation of water. Not only water, anything that is soluble in water like salts and minerals will also be transported through xylem. So xylem is the tissue in plants that helps in transportation of water and minerals. Water, and you can add water and minerals, right? So they help in transportation of water and minerals. From where to where does the water flow? Where do we give plants? From where does the plant take water? From the roots. So this transportation in xylem follows from the roots. From the roots will absorb that water, and along with water the minerals, and from the roots it will take it to the leaves. From the roots this water will go to the leaves. Why should it go to the leaf? Because leaf is doing photosynthesis, and photosynthesis you require water. So water from the roots is transported to the leaves where photosynthesis is occurring. Whether that plant be small plant in your flower pot or a huge tree, water travels from the roots to the leaves, no matter what the distance is. Okay, and also one more reason why the water goes to the leaves is because of a process. I don't know whether you have studied in the smaller classes or not. A process called transpiration. A process called transpiration. What is this transpiration? We have this process of respiration where we exchange gases with the environment, respiration. But transpiration, in plants this occurs, transpiration. Transpiration means a plant is constantly losing water from the leaf. That is necessary also. Plant is constantly losing water from the leaf due to evaporation of water from the leaf. Now in the leaf, from the leaf the water will evaporate? The stomata. Plants have stomata. If you have studied, plants have stomata in the lower surface of the leaf. So from those tiny openings, stomata are tiny openings, those tiny openings, they help in exchange of gases also, and also they help in removing water from the plant, and that is necessary for the plant to maintain the temperature, to pull water up for photosynthesis and many other reasons. Transpiration also helps in maintaining the environment, climate around us. Because of this loss of water from the leaf, lot of water is evaporated in the air, and that will form clouds and come back again. Okay, so this process transpiration has to occur. Transpiration is the loss of water from the leaves due to evaporation. So that water has to come from the roots. From the roots it will flow up through the xylem and reach the leaves for transpiration. So that was about transpiration. A quick recap about transpiration. So again, coming back to xylem. Xylem are tissues, complex tissues that are helping in transport of water, and along with water, minerals. And then it transports water in the upward direction from the roots to the leaf. The water will not go right, will not go left, it will go only to the leaf. So we call this movement unidirectional. We call this movement unidirectional, means one direction. Uni means one and direction is the direction. So unidirectional flow of water occurs. In the xylem, water is flowing unidirectionally from the roots to the leaves. That's clear. Now let's see phloem. What does it do? Phloem is also involved in transportation. That's why it is called, it is also known as vascular tissues. Phloem also is known as vascular tissues because this is also involved in transportation. Now, unlike in animals like us, whether food that we eat or the gases that we breathe or the water that we drink, all of it is transported by only one tissue called the blood. In animals, it is only the blood that is helping in transportation. But in plants, there are two different departments. Water and water soluble things will transport in the xylem, and all the solid material that is also soluble in water will be transported to phloem. So that is a different department. Mainly the food of the plant is transported to phloem. So phloem helps in transportation of products of photosynthesis. That means the food that the plant makes by photosynthesis. Plant makes food by photosynthesis. It is autotrophic. You must be knowing that plants are autotrophic. They are photosynthetic. They use sun, the energy from the sun, the solar energy, and convert it into food. What is that food? That food is mainly starch and other carbohydrates. Okay, so just stick to starch, no need for other carbohydrates, just stick to starch. So phloem is mainly involved in transportation of starch, which is the product of photosynthesis. Along with starch, there are other things also like amino acids and sucrose and other chemicals that are being transported, but the main substance that is transported in phloem is the starch, and starch is prepared in the leaf by photosynthesis. Now leaf has prepared starch. That starch has to move from the leaf. Some plants store that starch in the roots. Some plants store it in the stem. Okay, where is a potato grown in a plant? Where do you find a potato? It is near the roots, down underground. And you must be knowing potato is rich in starch. How did potato get that starch inside? When it is underground, how did it manage to get the starch? The leaves prepared that starch, and that starch is transported into the underground parts like the roots and the potato through this tissue, phloem. In many plants, it is stored in the stem. For example, sugarcane. Sugarcane, the stem is full of not starch but sugar. That sugar is called sucrose. The sugar that we use in our tea at home, that is scientifically known as sucrose. That sucrose, where do you find it in the sugarcane? It is in the stem. How did that sucrose reach the stem? It is through phloem. Fine. So that is how phloem transports starch and other substances from the leaf to other parts of the plant. Now, this movement from the leaf, the starch will be transported not to the roots. It can go to the roots, it can go to the stem, it can go to the branches, anywhere it wants. So it goes to the different parts of the plant, like roots, like stem, like branches, and like fruits. Many fruits also are rich in starch. Many fruits and seeds are rich in starch. So see, the starch produced by the leaf is transported to all the directions, most of the directions. So here it was called unidirectional. Here it will be called multi-directional. So xylem transports only focused direction, unidirectional, from the root to the leaf. Here the starch is transported from the leaf to various parts of the plant, right? So this is the major difference between xylem and phloem. This xylem and phloem are complex permanent. I told you complex permanent means they are made up of different types of cells. So now let us see the different types of tissues, yeah, different types of elements that make up xylem and make up phloem. Xylem are made up of xylem elements. Xylem is made of xylem elements. What are these xylem elements? Xylem elements are xylem xylem elements are these four elements that make up the whole xylem. It has parenchyma also. It has fibers. Fibers are the sclerenchyma that we studied in simple permanent sclerenchyma. It has tracheids also. It is also type of sclerenchyma, and it has vessels also. Vessel is also a type of sclerenchyma. So what do we see? This is sclerenchyma. All this is also sclerenchyma. This is also sclerenchyma. These three are sclerenchyma, and remember sclerenchyma are dead tissues. So in xylem, except parenchyma, all the other tissues are dead. They are dead. Only parenchyma is the living part. So you can mention it somewhere down so that you will remember it later. Xylem, only parenchyma is living. The rest tissues are dead. In phloem, on the other hand, we call them phloem elements. Phloem elements are also 4 in number. So phloem also is made up of the 4 different phloem elements, the different types of tissues that make up phloem, all performing, all helping in the same function, transportation. So here you have phloem parenchyma. Parenchyma are the living tissues, I told you. Phloem fibers are dead. They are fibers. They are sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma are dead tissues. This is the dead tissue. Phloem fiber is dead tissue. Sieve tubes are the tubes made up of living cells. They have living cells. They are tubes from which the starch and the other substances will pass through. So they are living sieve tubes. And then the companion cells, the cells around the sieve tubes, that will help in transportation of starch inside the sieve tubes. So these are the 4 elements of phloem. Now one major difference here, I told you xylem. Xylem, only one tissue was living, the parenchyma. Rest all are dead. In phloem, it is opposite. In phloem, only fibers are the dead tissues. Rest all the 3 are living tissues. Okay, this is one major difference between xylem and phloem. So this was the complex permanent tissues, the tissues that help in transportation in plants. Study them in detail until we meet in the next class. Have a nice day.